Welcome to yet another episode of Cracking the Mystery Code. Today we have Indra and Netra with us. Hello guys, how are you?
Good.
Okay, do you guys know what the topic is today?
No.
Let's go. We are going to look at the world's most expensive things. Shall we get started?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with watches. The world's most expensive watch is from a brand called as Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime. Patek Philippe is the brand and Grandmaster Chime is the model of the watch. There are only a few of these watches made. Speculations are like there are only 7 pieces that exist in the whole world. The second most expensive one is called as the Rolex Cosmograph. Rolex is the brand. Rolex is also another expensive watch brand. Have you guys heard of it? No, okay. Patek Philippe takes the third place again with a model called as Geneve. Patek,
Do they make only watches?
who? Patek Philippe? Yes, they are specifically a watch company. They are a Swiss company, a Switzerland-based company, and it is named after 2 of their founders. One person was called Patek, and the other one is Philippe. And Toli Patek and Andrea Philippe, I think. And here you can also see how expensive these watches are. The Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime is $31 million. That's a lot, okay? And the unique features of this watch is it has 2 dials. You can flip it over and then on the other side there is another watch with a different face.
Cool.
It can show you the leap year, the month, the date, and it has a chime alarm in it. So when you set an alarm, the mechanical pieces in it make the chime sound, which is very unique. And it's said that the makers of this watch spent 100,000 hours just making it. There are so many mechanical moving pieces in there. Nice?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Let's look at the world's most expensive cars. The first one is Rolls-Royce Boat Tail. Rolls-Royce is a British car maker, and they make one of the most expensive cars. They only sell it to specific people with great standards, and they customize their cars as well. And this particular car, Boat Tail, is inspired by a yacht, an expensive ship or a boat, and it has many unique features and luxury features in it. The second most expensive car is from the brand Bugatti, and it's called La Voiture Noire. That means the black car. And the third one is Pagani with a model called as Zonda HP Bracchetta. The most expensive car, Rolls-Royce Boat Tail, is $28 million. Okay, Rolls-Royce. Let's move on. One more fact about the car. There are only a few cars as well, and one of the car is owned by Beyonce. You guys like Beyonce? Okay, let's look at the most expensive jewelries. The first place goes to Heritage in Bloom necklace. This is by a Chinese jewelry maker. Wallace is his name, and it's inspired by the Chinese culture, and it has butterflies and bats in it, and this has hundreds of diamonds in it. And it's completely customizable. You can remove pieces of it, make a new jewelry out of it, and it can be worn in many different ways. The second place goes to Peacock Brooch, and the third one is Wittelsbach Graf. It's a diamond. It's a very unique blue diamond that has been shaped to glitter like that. And the most expensive jewelry, Heritage in Bloom necklace, is about $200 million worth. The maker of this, he spent more than 5 years just making this piece. So he worked on this only for 5 years. There was a very wealthy man in Hong Kong who ordered it, and he took 5 years to make it. Wallace. Let's move on and see the most expensive houses. The first one is the Buckingham Palace in London. Do you guys know who lives there?
I forgot.
The Queen.
Oh yeah.
The royal family. I mean, not the Queen. She's not there anymore with us. But the royal family lives there. And they have the world's biggest private garden.
Oh.
And in this palace, there are more than 700 rooms and 70 bathrooms. How-
70.
Yes. How many bathrooms are there in your house?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay, they have 70 bathrooms.
But we only use 3 of them.
Yes, that's enough for us. So this is a really popular tourist attraction. Everybody who goes to London tries to go here and visit. And the changing of the guards, that's the ceremony that happens when the guards who are waiting outside, they leave and new guards take their places. That is a very popular ceremony that people like to watch. The second most expensive house is in Mumbai, and it's called Antilia, and it's owned by Mukesh Ambani. He's a very wealthy businessman, Reliance Industries, and he built this in Mumbai, and it's a very and it was designed by people from America, built by people from Australia. It's a very, very expensive 28-story building, and it has its own gardens, and there are 3 floors in this building just to park the cars.
Oh.
Okay, and the third most expensive building is Villa Leopolda, and it's in France, in a place called as French Riviera. It's on a mountain overlooking the river view, and it's very, very expensive one. It's in France. The most expensive house is the Buckingham Palace. Who lives there?
The royal family.
The royal family, and it is $4.9 billion.
Oh.
Okay, not million, billion. Let's look at the most expensive paintings. The first one is Salvator Mundi. That means the savior of the world in Italian, I think. And it was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Do you guys know Leonardo da Vinci? What's his other popular paintings that you know of?
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa, exactly. So this is a painting of Christ, and it looks like he's blessing us with his right hand, and on his other hand he is holding a transparent round spherical orb. Okay, this painting,
Why did they make him hold that?
I don't know. There are many speculations as to what this orb is, because the light does not seem to be reflect or refract from this orb, which seems very odd, right? So it could be an imaginary object that has been placed on his hand, symbolizing the world, or he is carrying the world and something like that. It doesn't look like a real object. And this painting is $450 million, and currently it's owned by some wealthy person in Kuwait who bought it in an auction. There was a period of time when this painting was missing. It went disappeared from the world, and then suddenly it showed up somewhere in America, and then again they had to restore it because it was completely damaged. So they restored it, and they made it fresh again, and they sold it for that price. There are still theories saying that Leonardo probably did not do this. Maybe his students did it, or he only did part of it, but still Leonardo is credited for this painting. The second most expensive painting is The Interchange by Willem de Kooning. It's abstract style painting worth 300 million. And the third one is The Card Players by Paul Cézanne. He is a French artist, and in this series of Card Players paintings he painted like 8 paintings, I believe, and this one is the popular one, and it's worth $250 million. And the first place is Salvator Mundi, savior of the world. Let's now look at the most expensive event tickets. The most expensive event ticket was sold for Super Bowl. Do you guys know the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
What sport is it? Football, NFL, right? One of the tickets for the Super Bowl event was $50,000. The last Super Bowl happened in Las Vegas, and Kansas Chiefs won it against the 49ers. Okay. The second most expensive event ticket was of $10,000, and that was a boxing match between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. Pardon my pronunciation. So Floyd won this game. It was watched by millions of people around the world, and the tickets were very, very expensive. One of the tickets was $10,000. That is to sit really close to the ring and watch those guys punch each other. The third most expensive ticket is a UFC event. Do you guys know what is UFC? Ultimate Fighting Club or Fighting Challenge. So they, unlike boxing, here kicking is also allowed. So they fight in a cage, and that was between Khabib and McGregor. Khabib won it. The event ticket sold for $3,000. Very expensive. Let's now look at the most expensive fruits. There is a fruit called as the Yubari King melon, which is a muskmelon. Who likes muskmelon?
Me.
Both of you? Kind of, okay. And it's from this village in bless you, from this village in Japan called as Yubari, and one fruit is worth 30,000, and they usually auction it. People go, do you guys know what is auction? Everybody bids and asks for a particular price, and the highest bidder. So if somebody wants it for, let's say, $10, but another person wants it for $20, the highest bidder gets it. Okay. So it's Yubari King melon from Japan. And the other two places are also fruits from Japan. Looks like Japan is making expensive fruits. The second one is the Ruby Roman grapes. And a bunch costs... Yeah.
From Japan?
I don't know. Maybe it's royal or it's the color. That's why it's called the Ruby Roman. So a bunch of grapes like this, what's shown in the picture, is about $10,000. And these grapes are popular for their color and their shape. They are perfect rounds, right? And the third place goes to Densuke watermelon, again from Japan. And each fruit is about $6,000. Just to compare, the watermelon that we buy is about maybe $10-15, and if we buy a mini watermelon, it is only $5. But this one is $6,000. Wow.
It's smaller than like the big watermelons.
I think so. Yeah, it looks like a mini watermelon. Yeah. Okay, so you guys tell me, what is the most precious or expensive thing that you own? Anything that you own, which you like the most or which you think is expensive. Nothing?
They're not really expensive.
Okay, tell me something.
I like my earrings.
Earrings,
too.
okay. And what about you, Netra?
My earrings.
Earrings, okay. Okay, hold on to them safe. Okay, so now let's look at some of the let's review some of the things that we saw, okay? In the format of questions. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the first question. What is the most expensive watch brand?
I don't remember the
Something
first.
Philip.
Yeah, something. Pa-
Patek Philippe, yes. And these are the two people, Patek and Philippe. So they are very meticulous in making their watches. So if somebody does something very carefully, it's called as clockwork. Let's say you sit and paint a picture for like 10 hours, 15 hours, and you're very careful about every single stroke, then you would say, wow, that looks like a clockwork. So doing or making a clock is that difficult because the pieces are so small and mechanical. Okay, so these guys are very thorough and they spend about 100,000 hours just to make one watch. Patek Philippe. Okay, let's move to the next question. In which country is the world's most expensive car, Rolls-Royce, based?
It's based on like a ship or something.
Yeah, the design is based on a ship, but the question is which country?
Was it?
Italy? No, it's from Britain. Okay, Rolls-Royce is a British company, and to be more specific, it's from West Sussex. Okay, good. Okay, let's look at the next one. How many years did it take to make the world's most expensive jewelry? A heritage in bloom diamond
5
necklace.
years.
5 years, exactly, more than 5 years. And it was created by the Chinese jewelry artist Wallace Chan. Okay, and that's Wallace Chan. In which city is Antilia, world's second most expensive house located? Mumbai is correct. And who owns it? It's owned by Ambani. Okay, Mukesh Ambani. He is a businessman and his brand is the Reliance brand, Reliance Industries. Let's move on to the next one. Who painted the Salvator Mundi and who is depicted in the painting? Who is depicted in the painting? Christ, correct. So the painting,
Savior of the
world, yes. Salvator means savior, Mundi means world. So the painting depicts Christ holding an arm, Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, who won the Super Bowl last year?
The sheep.
Correct, the Kansas Chiefs won it. And they played against the San Francisco 49ers and the final score was 22-25. The last question. What is the most expensive fruit in the world?
Muskmelon.
It's not okay. What is it called?
King.
Melon. Yeah. And what is the name of the village?
Yeah.
Yubari. Okay. Yubari King Melon.
What? The painting.
Okay, that's my mistake. Let's ignore that. So, Yubari King Melon is the most expensive fruit. Okay. And if you look at the picture of the fruit, you see the stem. The stem should be in the shape of a T, like that. Only then it is valued more and people pay more to buy that fruit. So the farmers who do it, they do it in a glass house and they control everything inside the house, like how much water, what is the temperature, and how the fruit is hanging, how the stem is, and so on. Only then the fruit is more expensive. That brings us to the end of our episode. Thank you once again, Indra and Netra, for joining. It was so much fun for me to learn about all the expensive things in the world. Did you guys enjoy the episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will meet everyone in another episode with a fun topic. Until then, bye bye.